Hey everyone, I'm in Macau right now for a conference. I'm just a little bored, so I thought I'd show everybody some recent travel adventures and especially all the cold hard cash from all around the world that I've accumulated. So this passport only goes back to 2017, and one of the first trips. Well, I went to Canada a few times. They don't stamp your passport, unfortunately. I wish they did because then it could be even more full than it already is. But I went to Europe for another computer gaming conference back in 17, and I first stopped off at Warsaw to see an old friend of mine, and then I went to the conference, and I flew out of wait, how? I went in. Oh yeah. The flight to Warsaw had a stopover in Munich, Germany, and then on the way home I came back from Warsaw. And then later later that year that I went to, when did I go to Japan? Oh, the Japan trip was from last year when I went to another computer gaming conference in Taipei, and I made the mistake of booking a flight through China that I wasn't allowed to board because if you have two stops over in China or something like that. So I ended up going through Japan and had a great time anyhow. And then that brings us back to last couple of days. I spent a day in China, and now I'm in Macau. And let's talk about cold hard cash because I'm kind of bored right now. So one of the things I like about going to these conferences, aside from the conference itself, is to network with people from all around the world. Not even conference related, but just people on the street or people in their daily lives, like the people working at the hotel or people working at some restaurant. You know, I'm very picky about food, so the one restaurant that can serve me, I'm going to be eating there almost every day when I'm on a trip. And I have a lot of $2 bills because I love to give these as tips, either in the United States or when I travel. Sometimes at a restaurant, even outside of the country, I'll give a $2 bill as a tip because I like the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And then obviously we have Taiwan, which is where my family is from, and conferences held there regularly. In the past, now that I've already met my future wife, I don't want to do this again, but in the past, I used to love looking for my future wife when I go to either Taiwan or Japan. The reason being that they seem to be a whole lot more wise. Here in the United States, nobody goes on a date to look for their future wife. It happens by accident. You know, people go on a date in order to have fun and to get high and maybe have sex, and not to go meet their future spouses or even a future business partner. See, when I go out and network with people, I'm actually thinking of it as an investment. Other people, they just consume, you know, they just want to have fun for today, and then that's the end of it. So I would recommend these two places for looking for, or also this place, but unfortunately I can only stay there for 24 hours unless I get a visa, and I'm not so sure what would happen if I told the person issuing the visa that I want to go there to look for a future spouse. I don't think it will turn out very well. The other place I sometimes like to look for a future spouse, or I used to at least, was here. I think the people from Canada live a whole lot more slowly. Here in the United States, one of my favorite things to do is I used to wonder why Americans were so overweight. And then I watched their eating habits, and you look at how they eat. I mean, they might eat the same stuff as Canadians, but their attitude is very much different. You know, they're always in a hurry. They're never paying attention to all the flavors, and it's like they got none of the utility out of the calories that they were eating, and so they have to eat more to satisfy their themselves. And that's why when I go to Canada, that kind of behavior doesn't seem to happen. So here in the United States, even when I go to Whole Foods or a health food store and I see people go to the cafeteria, they still eat with a terrible mindset, in my opinion. And I really wish people would slow down and enjoy the little spoils in life. Sometimes I'll be on a highway where the speed limit is 55 and I'm driving 55, and the guy next to me is driving 75 and he's giving me the middle finger, and I'm looking at scenery and he doesn't know how to slow down and enjoy life, and it really bothers the heck out of me. I haven't seen that in Canada yet. My camera is thinking that's a real person, by the way. Another place I like to go, not to look for my future wife, but to look for maybe a best friend forever. is this place. Part of the problem with future wives from Poland is that they want to have children, lots and lots of children. I dated a Polish girl who claimed to want to have 6 or 7 children, and that's a shame because I actually had an ulterior reason for wanting to marry her. At the time, I was working on my PhD, and I was working on a problem called computational social choice theory, but my big passion was actually for Ramsey theory, and then later on I started to write computer games, and I thought if I could move to a cheaper country where the cost of living is cheaper, I could retire after I graduate with my PhD and to focus all my attention on Ramsey theory, or later on the games. And in a way, that has kind of come to pass. I do get a whole lot more time to. I'm teaching at a university. Let me show you my T-shirt from the university, and they like my games, and I get to use it's a WTU, Washington Technology University. They like my games, and I get to use it as teaching examples. In a way, that has come to pass without having to marry a girl from there. So it was all good. And but they make really good best friends forever, and that's what I pay attention to when I go there. And then obviously right now I'm over here, and I guess I've only been here for 24 hours. I'll have to find out what I feel about this place. Thanks for watching.